Oh boy, you see it already, don't you? Oh man, look at this. We are in the new snapshot, and immediately you'll just notice that, like, just from looking, you can really tell how there's this, like, if you look at the enchantment glint on the items, it's just completely gone. No, that's not what you were paying attention to, was it? No, it's the fog. It is the oppressive rain fog. Holy. I'm not... I don't love this. So, for one, it's not great. It's kind of glitchy. If I go... Let me go over here. You can really see how the direction you're facing really affects... the coloring. Like, it's like reddish here, but then when you look this way it turns bluer. So, and like you can see the reddish on the dirt. It's really weird during the sunset. It's taking on the hue of the horizon, but that doesn't really make sense for when you can't see the horizon. And every time I've noticed this effect, I've been like with blocks around me but just enough skylight for it to give this red effect. Because like if we go in here, we don't see the fog anymore. It goes away. But then if we start going out, you can see that red effect comes back in. And when I first saw this, I referred to this as the blood rain because it's kind of like red. And it only happens during the rain. So let's drink a night vision potion. This is going to make things look really weird. Oh, man. It looks like... it looks like old PS. Oh, and there's like flashing. What is causing that? Huh. You see it too, right? I'm not imagining that, right? It's like flashing. So yeah, if we go down, look how blue the dirt blocks are. This is ridiculous. If I put a block above me, you'll see the effect goes away. If we break the block, it comes back. Yeah, this is definitely too much fog. Please nerf. But yeah, anyway, that is what the fog in the rain looks like. In the thunderstorm, I think it's the same as the rain. It's just the sky darkens a little bit. But I think what it should be is this should be the amount of fog there is during thunderstorms. There be something in between for just rainstorms, and then reduce the regular fog, which looks like this. I might need to clear my effects. Maybe not. It looks normal. The regular fog is not nearly as oppressive, but you can still see it. It's not too bad, though, the regular fog. It's just kind of disorientating when you look on the horizon and it's like weirdly desaturated or hazy or whatever you want to call that. So yeah, I don't know if that's my favorite thing. But I like how it looks. I like the aesthetic of it. I like it from a realism standpoint, but from a gameplay standpoint, I think I would just tone it down just a little bit. So we went over the fog. There's one other change with this snapshot. Yes, I am gonna make them mad again. Oh, I didn't do it. Okay. Let's try that again. There's one other change in this. One other change in this snapshot. One other change in this snapshot. There we go. That you have not seen yet because, or maybe you've seen it in other people's videos. But let's kind of just try to shoot these guys. So I'm not gonna try to aim super hard. They're pretty close up, so it should be fairly easy. Right? Wrong. Look at that. I missed. How did I miss? It was so easy. I'm full health. Okay. Just trying to keep an eye on my health. See, how did I miss the wither skeleton there? I don't know. I actually do know. It's the new thing in this new snapshot. Can they reach me up here? They cannot. Oh, but he can because he's tall. Okay, so I drank fire res. This should be a little bit easier to show off. But in this snapshot now, we've got a new change. Let's see if I can find a blaze. It'd be the easiest to show this on. Maybe I could do it with the wither skeleton. So there it is. You just saw it. If not, you might need to rewind. I don't know why he just stopped tracking me there. Let's see if I could get it to happen again, though. I don't want to do it to the zombies because they're kind of annoying to deal with once they're angry. Hoping other things spawn. Okay, here goes the blazes. So let me get closer up because that's It only really matters if you're close up. So I'm going to aim just beside him, and you'll notice that that missed. And, like, obviously, yeah, if you aim right beside him, you're going to miss, right? But no, that's not how the game has always been. In fact, it's always been that if you aim just a little bit off to the side, you'd still hit the mob. And they changed it now so that for the first 0.4 seconds, you have to be, like, laser precise, hello, in order to actually hit them. So you can see how close I'm actually getting without even hitting him. And I honestly think this is a bad thing because look at this. I'm by far within his model. His hitbox, no, but his model is not confined to his hitbox. Hey, careful there. You're going to hurt yourself. You can see that his blaze rods are way outside of his model. Okay, well, it actually did hit him there. Or no, actually, no, that was him. He attacked me there, and thorns did that because it made the thorn sound. Anyway, so yeah, you can see if we aim... Come on, stop it. I'm trying to show off something here. If we aim just a tiny bit outside of your hitbox, it's still gonna miss. And that is what is new in this snapshot. I didn't explain it very well in my snapshot video. I kind of alluded to the fact that you would be more accurate closer up, when really I should have said you should be more accurate, like you need to be more accurate to make shots close up. See, like right there. That one, I have no idea how that missed. That, to me, at least looked like it went straight for him. But anyways, so there is a good reason why myself and a lot of other people were misinformed about the projectile changes, and that is because the changelog had phrased it in a very misleading way. So if I go ahead and try to aim for the front guy here, you'll notice that I'm missing a lot. And that is because my arrow is not actually colliding with the front guy's hitbox. It's going outside of it. And if you look, you can see, again, their models are outside of their hitbox, so it's kind of hard to aim. However, the changelog said this allows for better precision close to the shooting player or entity. And to me, that sounds like it is a good thing. It is phrased as, hey, this is going to make your projectiles more precise, which is an objectively good thing and is not going to make projectile combat any more difficult in any way, right? But yeah, no, that's completely misleading. So I think this comes down to the semantics and the connotation of precision, and that's why this was misleading. So if I have a group of mobs following me, in what situation am I aiming for not the one in the front? And even if I am aiming for one not in the front, I could just miss because their hitboxes or their models are larger than their hitboxes. It's not necessarily because I actually missed, so to speak, and missed the model of the mob. So to say that projectiles are more precise, I think is very misleading, because precise is usually, or precision is usually used as... Uh-oh, did my piston break? Why is this not working? That was weird. Anyway, precision is usually used as a positive thing. And in what situation is projectiles missing your target because the projectile was more precise a positive thing? I think that is a very poor use of the word precision, and a very misleading use of the word precision. Now, there is one circumstance where I can see this actually being considered precision, and that is if I do this. If I Ender Pearl right next to this zombie pigman, it's not going to hit him. And in previous snapshots and in previous versions, this Ender Pearl would have actually hit the zombie pigman. So I'd say that is an okay use of precision, but I don't think that's what they meant. So the changelog was misleading. I think that is not a good sign. I think that is a sign of failed communication in one way or another, whether intentional or not. I would hope it's not intentional. But we'll get to that in a second. But it does bring up a interesting dilemma of whether or not it was intentional. So first of all, it could have been an innocent mistake. Someone didn't quite understand the implications of, for some reason, thought that you would be aiming for a mob in the back when actually you're aiming for a mob in the front. Like, clearly they don't actually understand how it actually affects gameplay, is what I'm thinking. However, there is another option, and that is it was intentionally misleading. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the case, although you probably have heard the expression always assume positive intent. I don't want to assume that this is the case, but I think it could be a possibility. Looking back in the 1.21 fourth pre-release, there was a time where fire protection and blast protection got nerfed, and it's one of the most popular videos on my channel, actually. However, even though it was nerfed, the change on the changelog says that the effects of those armor stacks when wearing multiple pieces. And that, to me, and probably to everyone else, sounds like it is a positive thing, right? That sounds like they're being buffed, but they were actually being nerfed. They were reducing how much the effects actually did, unless you were wearing multiple pieces, in which you would get the full effect. So it's this weird trend of like weirdly misleading nerfs being phrased as buffs. So I think it could be a possible way for them to make it sound like a good thing when actually they're nerfing something. In which case, why even nerf it? First of all, who's like literally out here doing melee combat with mobs right in front of them? And if that's the case, like, it's not really that OP. You can do more DPS just by using a melee weapon as opposed to ranged combat. So I don't really understand what this is for. So yeah, my main thoughts on the projectile mechanics is that I don't really see why it was necessary, but if it was, I'm not too worried about it, and I'm sure we can adapt to it and get it figured out. With a little bit of focus, it is pretty easy to still hit the mobs right in front of you and just kind of fire haphazardly, which I was doing before. However, because of the changelog being misleading, I do think it is a good time to address that. It doesn't really matter if it was intentionally misleading or not. The game devs should try to do their best to make the changelog as accurate and as accessible and written in a way that the user will understand as possible. All right, so it must be raining out. I was down here in our secret tunnel way, and all of a sudden I got to here, and I'm like, whoa, it's foggy. So I assume it must be raining, and because of that, you can really see the contrast between like when I'm here and when I'm over here. You can see it's like clear here, and then the more skylight you're in, the more blue it looks, and the more like washed out. Or maybe not washed out, but yeah, it's raining again. I can always expect it to rain when I'm recording. Last episode, it rained 5 times while I was recording. Check, check, check. I swear to you, it has rained. This is the 4th time it's rained since I've been recording this video. And like, I haven't even been recording that long. Uh-oh. I hear a creeper. Whew. Oh boy. That was quite spicy. Imagine if the creeper blew up all my stuff. I would have cried. Oh boy. But yeah, rain already was annoying as it was before they made it like this. So if they do keep this, I really hope they make it so it doesn't rain this often. Darn it, I was hoping to get this video out before the next snapshot came out, but we are now in the 28th snapshot, so that came and went. I missed my deadline. However, they've reduced the rain fog now, so that's cool. Additionally, I don't know if you have seen anything about this yet. If you're on the Discord, you would have seen it, but if not, you might have missed it. I haven't done a video or anything on it yet, but there are now custom UIs you can do with data packs, so that's pretty cool. All right, so I want to redo this bridge here because right now I can't get under it with a boat, and I would like to be able to do that. So I'm just going to kind of take a couple screenshots of this so I can see the original design. I'm going to try to be somewhat faithful to it, but from my understanding, we just have to raise the slabs, or the, I think what we have to do is do upper trap doors, and that should work. Because I'm pretty sure boats can even go under upper slabs. Like this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Alright, so we do this. And then I think we need to take out the trap doors. So I don't know also if you saw there's a new music disc. I think we're gonna try to get that before the end of the episode. Um I've been really on top of that lately. I'm pretty happy about how I've been doing with that. Oh, this also doesn't have like support beams. Okay. Maybe that's something we should add. I have no idea which way the trapdoors are facing before, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's see. I'll do this. Oh, are these? Yeah, these are on the lower half. I think what I'll do is I'll move these support beams in by 1 block. Or more out, I guess, 1 block. Just so that there's more room for boats to go through. So that's layer 68. What if we do it at 67? I feel like that might look better. Oh, it's raining. That's perfect. It's actually thunderstorming. Yeah, the fog, honestly, I feel like they toned it back too much. Because look, now you really can't tell much. I can't tell much of a difference. Maybe if we go underground, we can see the difference. Oh yeah, there's a little bit. If we go like out here and we look in there, you could see how it's a little desaturated. And then when you come in, you could see it kind of goes back to normal. Oh, you know what? We were supposed to do it on the top half because this is supposed to be slabs here, or trapdoors here at this height. Oops. So this is supposed to be up a half block, or not half block, but on the upper half, or I guess it's the lower half of the next block up. Actually, wait, can I stand on a boat and that not slow me down, or will it slow me down because I'm not standing on a block? I actually don't know. Well, it's doing the weird glitchy thing where the boat's being dumb. I don't know why it's doing that. It might have been because the boat was moving when I... Oh yeah, that works. Okay. So as long as the boat's not like glitching out, you can stand on the boat normally. Okay, so this is what it looks like during the rain. This isn't too bad. Honestly, this is how I think it should be during the rain. Then maybe the thunderstorm be like what it was like in the rain in the past, in the previous snapshot. And I think other than that, it's pretty much how I would like it. Like now I'm asking for more fog, right? I ask for less fog in the last snapshot. I'm asking for more fog, but I'm pretty sure I did say the thunderstorm was fine. All right, I don't like the slabs on the bottom there. It looks a bit strange, and normally when you go under with a boat, it looks like reasonable. I think maybe if you're in F5, it does. Yeah, it gets a little weird in F5, but it looks reasonable. However, when you go under through the slab, it kind of looks weird. So I am going to take out the slabs. I don't like that. All right, so I did the thing where you put like dark oak or spruce underneath. I'm not sure which one I like better. So this is the spruce, this is the dark oak. I think I like the dark oak better because it's a little bit, I feel like it's a little bit less saturated and it has like higher contrast, which goes better with the oak. Although I don't really know if I like the oak being that high contrast. If you see, there's like really dark lines in it, and I'm not sure I like that, but I think if we are going to use oak here, which I don't really anticipate changing that, I think the dark oak does work better for that. All right, so this is our finished product. We can ride under it now just fine without having to worry about getting stuck on it. The other thing that'll be good is for not glow squids, regular squids. It should be a little bit easier to farm them now, although I haven't seen any spawning here. I don't know. Maybe they're all in the ocean right now? I don't know. Alright, so today's comment of the day says, almost 15 years later, but we now have craftable saddles. Yes, we do. By the way, if you're wondering why it's not underlined, they removed the ability to put formatting codes into books in the new snapshots for some reason. I'm getting really tired of Mojang removing features because one person reports them as a bug. But anyway, so yes, we can craft saddles now. I guess I could show that. So we get 3 leather and iron. And you could see there's the recipe. However, I will never use this because that's the wrong chest. I have tons. So yeah, you could get them from Ravagers. So I just get tons from my raid farms. You can get them from leather workers. You can get them from like all kinds of other things. So I don't dislike that there's a recipe for it. I'm just hoping that we get something like some way that leather workers are actually useful, because right now, who's out here buying leather pants from a leather worker for as a default 5 emeralds? Not me. So yeah, they took the one thing that the worst villager type had going for them and made it so that's something you can craft now 1 minute into the game. I don't know how I feel about that part of it. And same thing with Ravagers. They took a rare item that only had a few ways to obtain it, and now it's an item you can get super quick. So don't misinterpret what I'm saying as I don't like that we can craft saddles now, but I'm just hoping they change it so that it's there's another like use for leather workers and Ravagers and other things that had saddles in the past. All right, so you know what we got to do? We got to get the new music disc. So this might be a little harder than I was hoping. There it is. Perfect. I think this is the easiest music disc in the game to get. Like, you could probably get this within 5 minutes of playing easily. Well, anyways, I would like to play this on the video and listen to it with you guys, but I'm pretty sure if I do, this will get taken down for copyright. But you know what? We're going to do it anyway.